Hello everyone and welcome back to the Techie Stack channel. So in the last tutorial, we explored the display message box. Here I forget to explain one more thing. So which is related to the keep message box always on top. So we'll see how it will works. Right now I put it in the disabled mode. So now when I open Excel file and I will run, so that message box will not appears on this one. So now the bot has been run and the message box which not displayed directly. So when I go on enable, if I open any other application, so wherever I open the application, whatever it may be, irrespective of any application, so it will come and display there. Now I open the Excel application, so the display box, the message box come on here. So that is the difference of that when you enable that one. And you can see this one. Specify whether the message box should always remains on the top of all other windows. So whatever you are opening any kind of application from the windows, so it just kindly directly pop up from the top of it. If you're not enabled, so we need to go and click again here and we need to go and do that things. So for that purpose, so you can enable or disable as per the priority of it. Now today we'll try to export the display input box dialog box. So this input dialog box nothing but as we are giving some information. We are giving some prompt. User will enter some input from there. So that whatever the input entered from the user side, so you can store into another variable user inputs. So like this input dialog box, you can put user can enter or else enter the data. And next to input dialog box, please enter the data and default value. So whatever it may be, you can put some default value one, or else might be user will change that will came to another one. And they can see this single line password or multi-line. So based on that your requirement, you can do that one. So as of now, I go with the single line itself and keep always on the top. Keep input dialog box always on the top. The same thing what we discussed on the same thing, not the same thing applicable here. And whatever the user will enter the data now, so it will keep here, it will store into this user input. Now click on that save. So now I will run from this input dialog box. And right now I will give the number as 1. And user, you can see this. Yeah, okay, it considers sensitive value. So let me put the single line. So I forgot to select that. Okay, now I will run from this again. And I can see by default it will came as the one. If you not enter anything, just click that one. So you can see this user input. Okay, there is no sensitive. So why it came as sensitive value? Okay, you can see this user input as one. And if I want to enter some data like for example, whatever the data I want to enter, that please, so the same data will come here. So why it's accepting the both the things means either you put the number or might be the alphabets. Why it accepting us by default whatever the dialog box, it will convert take it as into the format of string. Okay, once you get that data, so you need to convert it which you want. Like you, if you want to stick with the integer, then after you converting this whatever the text, whatever the data from the user input, just go and do the converting of the converted converter. The activity which we call convert string to the integer, so you can use that activity and check that one. So if it is convertible, then you can go for the next step. And similar way we have the next select the date dialog box. This is also similar to that one. So user can select the date. So I will put this. Okay, and I will just run from it here. So just run from here and you can see this user can select only the date from here. So you can see this they can select only the date. So sometimes why you're using this one, sometimes user need to select some specific dates. So that time purpose you can use this select a date dialog box. And if you want, you can type, or okay, it's not allowing, you can type. So just only the selected thing. So once you click on that, okay, the date will be selected here. And when I go inside, you can select the two dates as well. So just the rate range form. For example, if I want to download the specific data from so on so that time this prompt will be used for it. So this kind of, You can use only date. If you want, use the time as well. Sometimes ServiceNow or some other applications which needs some specific time as well. So for that purpose, you can use this one. So by and we have to see the default value. So this default value for the one and downstream default value for the two dates. So why these two comes? Because I selected the two dates only. If I select only the default date, only one value will come. So like that it will work. And again the same dialog box as is the same. And here you can just select a date and second select date. So date one, date two, nothing but from date. You can make it as from date, and you can make this as to date. Like this you can change the variables and you can work it. Now I will go and run only the display select dialog box. Now you can see this is my first date. You can select, and if you want to change this time as well, whatever it may be, you can do that one. So now you can change this some specific day, random dates, whatever it may be. So you can see this both from date and to date will be selected. So like this it will help from that. And next, display select from the list dialog box. So just drag and drop, and you can choose the list from here. For example, I will give some list, random list here, and this dialog title, dialog message box, everything will be the same. And you can see this what it will give this. So this list drop down menu kind of things. So I will put this HP laptop, and after Lenovo, Dell, and we have Asus. So this is enough. And this every time I will put and list to limit. So if you want to do any limit kind of things, you can do. Always selection will be the empty. So if you keep this one, always the selection will be empty, and allow multiple selections. So I want to select two things at a time, so I can do that one. So now let me run this one, whether I given the correct thing or not. Okay, you can see this one. Okay, it came only one drop down, it will be one. Okay, I given the input as the wrong. So let me put like this, Dell Lenovo. As of now, let it be. I will run this one. Okay, now we can see this one. The list we need to give the line by line. So then only we can select. Now I will select only the HP, and you can see this my list selected index. Where is the select index? So you can see the select index is a 0. So it has index 0 and 1. So every time remember that the index will starts from 0 itself. And you can see this what is my selected item. So I selected this my selected item as HP. And when I go inside, and I can see this allow multiple selections. So just enable this, and you can save it and run from here. And you can see this. So I can select multiple drop downs from it. I mean multiple selections. So if I want to two selections, then again I will click on that OK, and it got selection. This selection again it make it as a list, again one more list from this one. If you want, you can do that selections whatever it may be, either one or multiple things like that, it will work. Okay, I hope you understand this concept. Next tutorial we'll try to explore these three things as well, and thanks for watching.